source to get this piece of data to make your reports and all that kind of stuff. Does that make sense?
Right, so, yes. So we will interface with Encode, which is your court management system, very similar, really the exact same way as what Mansour described, with your utility payment. So about 60% of our clients on this side interface with Encode. And you also will have the freedom to set your retention period in accordance to whatever, you've got state law, but then we know that city secretaries may also have preference on certain records based on the municipality. So all of that's in compliant, and with some of our tools on our ecosystem, we even go further because we comply with 28 CSFR around intelligence, like if you're talking about our investigative database. So we're pretty anal about the security, the data protection, and then the compliance piece.
So, but Chief, what I was actually asking was, you said, well, we have a system in place, but is it comparable to what they're offering with all of these pieces merged into one?
I mean, we've got our records management, the CAD, computer-aided dispatch, that records all our calls and everything. We run through Motorola as far as our video and stuff, which, we've got systems in place. This is a separate system that would interface, with what we currently have.
It sounds to me like most of it's more on the court side than it is the...
Well, this is mostly your citation enforcement, or your traffic enforcement. And I believe y'all are handwriting tickets.
Yes,
correct?
yes.
So right now, you're handwriting citations, and you're probably handwriting your tow sheets. They're doing a manual tow sheet. Well, now that will shift to a digital format. So they're not going to have to carry the old ticket book. It's all going to be contained in this application. Most agencies on their F5, they probably carry a 3x5. Y'all still do that? A 3x5 card for the field interview and those things. So we've taken all of those proactive functions that are separate and apart from the case management. So somebody calls to report a theft. The officer responds and they take a report. Well, that goes into your report management system, the RMS. The CAD is kind of the hub that coordinates people, around the city. So the call comes in via 911. So this system, depending on who your provider is, we're always willing to interface and push information wherever the chief feels that the information will need to be pushed, because we're gathering a lot of data through just the routine person-to-person interaction and the police officer-to-vehicle interaction. Did that answer your question?
Yes, it does a little bit. I think I'm just trying to find out if you're going to be willing to make some changes, but we'll get to that in a minute. But like the equipment that it takes, the digital equipment for writing tickets and things like that, that's included in all this, or this is another expense we need to plan for to get our cops outfitted with the correct?
It's another expense, and he's got to propose, correct me if I'm wrong, roughly $6,700.
And for the printer? Is that for the printer?
That's for the Zebra printer and something else. So what is the actual thing that they're going to use to write the ticket?
Well, that's your choice, because those printers are Bluetooth. So the chief and his team, I don't know if you guys issue cellular phones and mobile phones. So you can approach it in a few ways. One, a lot of agencies, because of how people are familiar with this, they're moving to using this as a ticket writing device to deploy the application. A lot of the providers, AT&T FirstNet, I'm not sure who River Oaks uses, FirstNet, they'll actually provide the devices to you for next to nothing. Sometimes, most agencies, it's about $1 a device. It just needs to be Wi-Fi enabled. We don't have to have a network card in it. It can just be Wi-Fi enabled, because in your car, if you're running laptops, you're going to have Cradle Point or you're going to have a hotspot. Once this hits some level of connectivity, what happens automatically is that all those citations are being pushed. They're never going to have to dock this thing. So they can walk into 7-Eleven, and if there's Wi-Fi, it's going to push whatever citations are on if there's no connectivity at all, as long as this thing is operating and turning on, it's still going to work as that tool for them, so they can complete those tasks.
And then as soon as they hit their car, then it's going to download, and then they can print when they need to.
Well, no, they'll even print, if you don't have connectivity, as long as you have Bluetooth, and it's in proximity to the printer, it's still going to print. The cool thing about it being live all of the time is that how we set it up with your city is that those citations can immediately be pushed into your court management system.
So what is if I remember Officer Stringer telling me correctly, when they pull into the back gate, they have to get so close to the building for it to do something?
That's, uploading video.
Okay, videos, okay. So this you've presented to us, the $6,700 is 10 Bluetooth printers, and I'm assuming that is how many patrol we have? And then what's the other, the wall charge? I guess that's just for them to bring it in at night and charge it. Does it not charge in the car?
It all depends on how.
That's the car charger. It's just a cigarette lighter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it's outfitted where it'll just stay in the patrol cars potentially, and then it's all self-contained there. What is the $7,000? Is that the one-time, or is that the annual fee?
That's the annual reoccurring, so we don't have a maintenance agreement, we just have a flat annual fee, and that fee is fixed for as long as we're engaged.
And what all does that cover?
So that's all of ongoing training on the application, ongoing support of all of the technology. Anytime we enhance the technology, it's a rollout of new versioning of that tech. So if you would have came to us three months ago, there within the app, especially on the back end, there were not certain enhanced racial profile components. Well, since we've included best practice standards, it's not necessary according to state law, but agencies really like the feature, so now that's included within this version. So as it grows, because we're constantly innovating, then you guys will go through different versions, and those versions are part of that ongoing. We're not going to come back and say, hey, you need to give us more money. Or if Chief calls and says, hey, Mike, I would really like y'all to create me a report where I can parse out residential enforcement versus non-residential enforcement.
And that would be included in
That's
that.
all included. We don't, what drove me nuts was getting nickeled and dimed anytime I would ask for a new feature, or I would need a new format of a report. So we made it our mission that we weren't going to do that. Also, what drove me insane was that in every one of my service contracts was a 3 to 5% accelerator year over year on maintenance agreement. Well, the way we designed the system, it's on the latest technology, it's extremely agile. So we can update that technology in a very easy way because of how it's built. And by staying on top of it and the mindset that we've adopted around innovation and not just trying to present to you an off-the-shelf solution, then what that does is it keeps us in that constant mode, and we're not going to have to go back 10 years from now and rebuild our infrastructure just so we can update what the current needs are. So this application will be uniquely tailored to River Oaks. There's going to be, every city has different nuances that they ask for. It might be the position of the refuse to sign box. Maybe they don't want it here, they want it on another page. Or maybe it's in user configuration. You know, if agencies that maybe are best practices or CLIA, they want to build in their vehicle inventory on the user configuration. Or if they're working grant enforcement activities. All of that stuff we can build into this platform because what it does on the back end is it speeds up the process of presenting that data. What we also provide, and what's part of this fee, is a very robust dashboard. And within this dashboard, it's tracking in real time all of the activity. It also provides you with a heat map, so a visual representation of where all the activity is taking place. So you can take